Hi everyone, this is Rebecca from ChemKnits and I'm here with another sock blank special episode. Today we are going to hand paint our sock blank with some bright colors in a very random pattern. And this is one that we are going to get to unravel. So I will be able to show you guys at some point how the progression of colors works and what our identical skeins look like in the end. I have pre-soaked this sock blank in just plain tap water overnight, and I'm now going to add approximately 2 tablespoons of white vinegar so we can hand paint our blank with food coloring and the colors will bind. Now I'm just going to kind of move things around, and I'm going to let this stay in the water for about 20 minutes, but that much time probably isn't necessary, but I still need to mix the dyes and everything. So what I love about sock blanks is that these are knit fabric that have 2 50-gram skeins of stroll fingering weight yarn knit together. So that way, whatever random pattern we dye on the sock blank, we will end up with 2 identical skeins of yarn. And that is just awesome. And you know that I love the stroll fingering base, which is 75% merino, superwash merino, and 25% nylon. This fiber takes up dye beautifully, so I know we're going to be able to create something absolutely spectacular. The Kickstarter backer who is going to be getting the yarn from today's special likes teals, blues, greens, purples, and reds. So I am going to use some of our favorite colors of Wilton's food coloring to create a random awesome pattern on the sock blank. I'm going to use Kelly Green, Wilton's Violet, Burgundy, Teal, and Royal Blue. So, and we know Wilton's Violet is my personal favorite. Whoops. So I am going to go in and try to get, there's more left in this vial than I expected. I don't need a whole half teaspoon, but actually, why not? So we have a half teaspoon of Wilton's Violet here, which I might end up diluting a bit more into a squeeze bottle. I think that that could be handy. I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon. Whoop, that was messy. Of the Kelly Green. It's a little over 1/4 teaspoon. I have half a cup of water in each of these cups. What is this? Okay, the burgundy. Eek. We're extra gelled today. Okay, so it's, you see how it looks like that this is full, but it's, I'd say somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 teaspoon. And let's do a 1/4 teaspoon of our teal. Oh, yeah, that is a 1/4 teaspoon. And let's do a half, or a little less than half, of our royal blue. The biggest problem with these Wilton icing colors is that I can find them to be incredibly hard to open. So I just used a bit of a knife. And you can see that just from like the little bit of the knife tip how much color we got in the water already. Alright. So I've got not a full, oh, you really can't tell. There we go. A little more than 1/4 teaspoon of the royal blue. Alright, now you can see that the dye still ends up being pretty gloppy on the spoon. So these are going to require a bit of stirring, but that's okay because our sock blank is still soaking with the vinegar. But Sometimes I find letting it sit, sometimes I need to get a fork or something to actually remove the gel from the measuring spoon to help things dissolve, because it can just be a little stubborn. But if you're patient, eventually it will all dissolve in these cups. I think it'll be fun to try out these needle tip applicator bottles when I'm dyeing the sock blank. So these bottles have like a really thin tip. I've never used them before, so I don't know quite how slowly the dye will come out. But this is a good time to play with them. Before we get into it entirely, we'll start with just one of these little bottles. Alright, filling that was actually a lot easier and cleaner than I anticipated. So we'll have violet in the first one, and wait till you see the design I have planned. So like I have shown in some of the past sock blank special episodes, I have blocked by just kind of pulling the width a bit, the sock blank on my work surface, just so that way I can fit it easily on here. You could take more care and roll out the edges if you'd like, but I am excited to use this needle tip applicator, and I'm curious just how fine it's going to be. So let's start off. Okay. As I squeezed, do I need to, oh, guess what, guys? Okay. I have to clip it. Alright. I have no idea where that tip went. But I've now clipped it, and we have a nice little spot right here. Oh, there we go. I guess you can't really see. It's like slowly traveling through the tip. That, my friends, is pretty cool. Nice little heart. Okay. After that, there's still a lot of liquid in here. So I think, all right, this is my plan. I want to write something on here. Can you guess where I might be going with this? Ha ha! I love how the colors are just breaking immediately around this. This is so cool looking. Wait, okay. I had to remember how to spell. Hey, wait! Look at that! I kind of accidentally made an I. Haha! Kind of like a little signature. Oh, that looks so cool. And I really only used half of this vial to do all of that. So I am pretty excited about how this is gonna go. Let's do some other shapes. Yeah, these needle tip applicators are really, really cool. I am excited, and I think that I'm going to need to fill up some more of these bottles with some of these other colors. Alright, since I liked the way that this was working, I filled some other bottles with colors so that way I could add to my design. This is so much fun. I feel like a little kid again. Kind of going through some of these fun colors. You can see I don't really have too much of a plan yet. But I do know that I would like there to be color. I don't mind there being some white spots, but I would like there to be color over most of the blank. Let's actually see. Oh, we're getting really nice color penetration. That is really, really good. Let's just outline some of these shapes. This would be kind of fun to do with tie-dye on a t-shirt. You know, put it in these small bottles and then use that to apply the dye to the surface. I'm kind of digging this whole method and madness here. Whoa! I think it'll be so cool when we actually unravel this and see the way that the colors kind of came together. Yeah, in the last random pattern that I did, there was actually a lot of, I guess, order ultimately to it. This one is random. We've definitely got a random pattern here. All right, let's outline my name. I wonder how much you'll be able to read the ChemKnits by the time I'm done kind of bubbling and painting it. But I know it's there, and it definitely will not be present in the final dyed blank, because you won't be able to see that anymore. Oh, I ran out of a color. Good thing these are relatively easy to fill up. Whoops. Unless, of course, you know, you overfill it. Eee. Yeah, but what's fun about this is that you'll have colors that go currently almost every row has some teal in it. Let's do another star. Yeah, I'm leaking out of the corner a bit, so that's just something to keep in mind. I did overfill this, so Do-do-do-do. Now I can continue following my little outline here. Cool. I think I would be a lot more nervous if I was doing this on a t-shirt, because I would be afraid that, you know, any dribbles and stuff would ruin my design. But I don't have that fear right here this time. Mainly I think because I know that this is pretty random and that we're gonna unravel this. So this, what I am creating right here isn't really that relevant, I suppose. I mean, of course it's relevant, but you know, we'll have some kind of overall asymmetric design, which is cool and beautiful. You know, there might be some parts where it feels semi-stripes, but mostly it's going to be really variegated and totally awesome, right? So yeah, we just will have to see what happens. I do feel like I'm kind of using a coloring book right now, and that is one of the coolest feelings ever. So then I really just kind of go see how the colors are adding. Like when I did the Mio, I thought I was going to be adding drops onto my surface. I had no sense that I was going to get these cool, I guess, these cool streaks across it. And so, and I know many people said that I should keep the Mio bottles, but instead just get some of these needle nose applicators. They are awesome, not terribly expensive, and you know, we're having a very similar effect in that we've got these stripes, but then we're having this really cool halo coming out of each of them, which I think is super fun. Okay. The really nice thing about these colors today is that nothing here is really going to, none of these colors are going to turn into an ugly brown if they mix together, which is not a concern of mine today, but can certainly be a concern for if I was doing like a full rainbow of colors. Hey, you can still pretty much read that ChemKnits. That is cool. All right, I'm now nearing my end. Add some color there. Oh, this is so much fun. You see, I'm even like adding to the bit to the tips. There. Somewhere, someone heard a very loud no, because I looked up to stop filming and discovered that my memory card was full, and so filming had stopped automatically. Thankfully, I think that happened at a good time, so then we were able to still see our total awesomeness. So anyway, I did not use anywhere near the 2.5 cups of water with the dye to apply the dye to this sock blank. So that is actually pretty cool in of itself. And I think that this comes back to these colors being really, really concentrated when I mix them together. For example, a lot of times with Wilton's Violet, I will use a total of a 1/2 teaspoon of dye for the entire blank, and I mixed, you know, well over a teaspoon worth of food coloring in all of these dyes. But so now I need to clean up the work surface a bit so that way I can roll this up so we can set the color. As we wrap up our sock blank, we will be able to get a sense of the color penetration on the wrong side of the fabric. And right now you can see that a lot of color is here. So that is, of course, awesome. So it means that, I mean, we're still going to see a lot of variation and stuff here, but we won't see quite as much speckling as we did with the first food coloring spray video. I'm now going to microwave our blank for a total of 4 minutes in 2-minute increments on high. 4 minutes in the microwave was enough time to get this yarn hot to the touch, and now I'm just going to let this sit and allow it to cool completely before we rinse out our blank. Let's unwrap. Oh, there's some, whoa, look at that intense color. Let's unwrap our ChemKnits yarn. Eek! There's so much dye in here. But check it out. Our colors and the definition stayed really, really well. This is actually a good experiment to see like how much colors bleed after you put them in the microwave. The colors struck really fast. I just added some clear dish soap to our blank. There's a tiny bit of sugar in Wilton's food coloring, but also I want to rinse out the vinegar and, you know, whatever else might be in there. But okay, the water might be a hint of blue, but otherwise all of the color is in our yarn. Wahoo! So I'm going to keep rinsing this until the water runs clear and I've rinsed out all the soap. And then I'll put the blank through the salad spinner to remove any excess water and then hang it up to dry. Of all of the sock blanks we've dyed with food coloring, this one has the most graffiti feel. And we didn't even use the spray food coloring. We used some needle-nosed squeeze bottles to distribute the food coloring onto the blank. And even though there are some white patches, this is overwhelmingly covered with color. Even the wrong side has a lot of color, and we see pretty decent penetration of the dyes. Around where I wrote the ChemKnits, some of the purple didn't seem to go through all the way, but I used a lighter application there than I did on some of the other parts of the yarn. So unlike some of the other sock blanks that I've dyed in the sock blank series that are going to go to Kickstarter backers intact, I get to unravel this one. So I will go live in the near future, so that way you can ask questions and chat with me while I wind this sock blank into 2 identical skeins of yarn. And we can show that no matter how random or delightful your pattern, you can get something that's really, really cool. And I think it would be really fun to maybe write a poem or a letter on a blank and then unravel it into socks. And so it's like almost a hidden message. I know that this method of dyeing a sock blank is something I'm going to want to do again, especially signing my own name. I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and thank you so much for watching the dyeing of this sock blank using some of my favorite colors of Wilton's food coloring. Please make sure you take the time to like this video and subscribe to the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel. And I hope that you can look forward to many awesome sock blank dyeing videos that will come out this week. Thanks for watching!